Hi, I'm Marc Suderman. We're in Westlands Irrigation District, and today I want to update you on our tomato treatment blocks. We've got Crop Shield and 217-17 applied to this block. What I wanted to do is take you down and dirty, and let's look at the canopy and just see how the plant's doing. Right now, it's 99 degrees. We've got overcast skies, a little bit of a threat of rain, and so it's still hot. But let's take a look at how the plants are holding up in spite of these triple-digit temperatures we've had up to now. And this field is set to harvest in, let's see, the 6th, so we're in 7 days, 5 days from now, we're gonna harvest. So let's take a look at these plants. See how this fruit's looking. A lot of fruit in here. Looks real good that way. Uniform color. Quite a bit of tonnage. But in spite of the temperature, these vines are holding up very well. And I would attribute, here's some bleached fruit, but that's not going to deduct from the grower. These vines are still feeding this fruit. And I think that's what you're looking for when you put on a protection, is not only are you protecting it from the stressor itself, but you're fortifying it to fend for itself with nutrition. And so coupling the Crop Shield together with 217-17, you get that benefit. And so take a look at your canopy and see how it compares, because this is really holding up well when you consider what kind of weather we've got forecast and what we've been dealing with up to this point. Thanks for watching. Now we're in our second field. Let's take a look at how the canopy looks here. This was treated with a Competition's whitewash material. And what we want to look at is this field is also not only going to be harvested at the end of July, but also we want to just look at, based on that, how is the sun protection really working to maintain this canopy. So let's kind of get an area that's kind of representative. This is close. So let's take a look here and see what that looks like. Pretty good amount of fruit. Ooh, stink bug, look out. One thing I would just say is that the uniformity of color can be a bit of a problem at harvest time. And so where you've got the color where it's more full ripe here, but then over here we've got some that aren't, they pollinated later. And so that's going to be an issue at harvest if those don't color up, because these guys here, if they're pink, that can affect how much that they kick out with the color sorters. So the uniformity of ripeness and color is really important. This vine itself on the canopy, I'd say it looks good. It's holding up pretty well. Yes, there's a fair amount of stressing going on, and I think that with the temperatures forecast coming up in the next 3 weeks, it's going to get worse. But at the same time though, right now is what we're measuring. Right now it looks pretty good. Decent crop load here. And so that's encouraging too. And so I'd say the sun protection is probably working. I don't know how much emphasis they put on nutrition though. The concern I would have right here is, if I was the grower, the uniformity of the ripening is pretty important. And with that vast difference between red color, full red color, and stuff that hasn't even broke yet, that would bother me a little bit more than anything. So anyway, but judging by just the sun protection, there's quite a bit of fruit yet to ripen here, so there's going to be a lot of demand placed on this vine. It's still green and viable. That should work out pretty well. Hey, here we are in our third treatment field. This was treated with another brand of white stuff. And this field is going to harvest here probably in the next 5 days as well. So I want to get down and dirty real close like we've done the other two fields. And let's take a look at how the vines are holding up as well as the fruit. Judging by the field, we're kind of in an area that's pretty much representative, and I think a good place to look. So let's look here. We got a good area here, a little bit worse over there. So let's kind of look here. One thing I wanted to point out, with this protection, whatever it is, let's get in there real close. You can see it's on there, but it's speckled. And so what would concern me is how much is that really doing to diffuse heat? That would concern me. If my canopy is not holding up, which is the first line of defense the plant grows naturally, I would hope that the protection I put on would then take up the pace and help cover from there and do the heavy lifting. To me, this looks like, well, this looks like to me that the plant is still stressing quite heavily. And so to that degree, that can be a problem. So let's fold the plant back. Let's take a look here. Okay, the water is definitely turned off already because the vine is kind of breaking apart. Looking at the fruit, pretty uniform maturity. That's good. So not a lot of nutrient demands going on right now other than maintaining from the fruit, whereas the previous field wasn't really uniformly ripening, and so there's going to be still a lot of demands from that canopy to finish out the fruit. Yeah, this fruit's finished. This looks really nice there. I guess what I would be concerned with, just like I mentioned, just the lack of uniform coverage. I just don't know how much protection that's going to provide. And so that would concern me a little bit. Not knowing what this is, because I didn't see it applied and I'm not aware of it. I can just kind of see that there's white stuff on there. I would just want to make sure that my canopy is protected and the fruit too. And so I guess my concern would be just that maybe there wasn't enough water on this, and maybe it could get better coverage with more water to give it the benefit of the doubt. But well, this is real close to harvest, but we're still seeing a fair amount of stress going on, and we know that our forecast is calling for still lots more triple digits. Current temperature is 100 degrees, and today is July the 1st, 2015. And so when you put on some protection, just want to make sure you get all you pay for. Thanks for watching.